Welcome to Guide Time, fellas. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jamal Harris. Now, fellas, if you find yourself out of control due to substance abuse, you might feel like there's nowhere to turn. That's why I'm here at the Hope Street Sober Living Facility in Attleboro. I'm here with resident Steve Hacker. Steve, how's it going?
Good, Jamal. How you doing?
Nice meeting you today, and thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming out.
Now, Hope Street is a phenomenal place where men can come and get the help they need to turn their lives around. What was that turning point for you that helped turn your life around and, where you wanted to get the help you needed?
For me, that was a low point, and I had been actively seeking that low point, as weird as that may sound.
Yeah.
I wanted to be done.
Yeah.
And I'll make this quick, but it was kind of a rough story the last couple of years. Living in Los Angeles, away from family, I lost my father, my grandmother, and 2 uncles in the period of 5 months.
Wow.
And that kind of really knocked me down.
Sure.
And it was right at the beginning of 2020, and I got the offer to move back home with my mom. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
She had a place, it was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Maybe not what you want to do as a 30-year-old, it was the best thing I could have done.
Sure.
So I left my life behind. I felt it was more important to spend time with my family than work on my career and seek that lifestyle in LA.
Right.
I kind of slowly fell back into drinking. I hadn't drank in 8 years.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse. What they say is true. It's progressive. It's a progressive disease. It is an illness, and it just gets worse, man. And my low point was really, I had been in 2 rehabs within a couple months. I spent Christmas and my birthday in a rehab. That is no fun.
Right. Yeah.
I'm glad for the help, but don't do that if you don't have to. Don't.
Right.
And for me, it was really, I broke down just bawling at my grandfather's funeral. I was just kneeling by his graveside crying, and I knew everyone knew I was f***ed up. Excuse my language, but I was messed up.
Yeah. So why did you decide to finally come here to Hope Street?
I needed help.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go back to the house I was living in because I knew it was a bad place for me.
Yeah.
And I had never considered extended care, so I asked my counselor at High Point in Plymouth. They were awesome. I went there. They're really great people.
Okay.
And they gave me a list of sober houses. Somehow, out of the 5 or 6 pages they gave me, this is the only place I circled. I didn't know anything about it. It was just a gut instinct.
Wow.
I just looked on the page, pointed, called.
That was it.
That was it. I talked to Mike, and I was like, all right, this is probably the right spot for me.
Yeah. Nice. And how has your expectations been met since you've been here at Hope Street?
They've been far exceeded.
Yeah.
I knew I was coming into a house with strict rules.
Yeah.
This is more like what I've been told, a halfway house. I've never been to one, but we're required to go to 7 meetings a week. We have 2 curfews. We got to be home by 6, hit the meeting, come home, do our chore, and then we're free till about midnight as long as we come home. And there's a lot of expectations. We have times we have to be up by. You can't just sleep all day.
Right. You can't do what you want.
You got to get a job.
Yeah.
I got a job my 3rd day in here because I was just like, all right, let me get on it.
Nice.
But they've really, when I pulled up to this house and I saw the Japanese maple trees, came back here and saw the koi pond, I knew I was in the right place.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I made the right decision. I think God led me here.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for it, for these guys in this house.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, where you were before to where you are now and where you are going, how do you see the difference in your life in that aspect?
It's like night and day. This is giving me a new lease on life. It really has. I think Mike and Dom and all the guys here, what up, Ant? And seriously, it's like I got a new chance at doing what I love. I got back into the industry I love that I took some time away from, and it gave me a new passion, and it helped me understand the reasons that I should be seeking to do it rather than self-seeking, ego, trying to be
right, thinking you could do it alone. And
yeah. You need some guys. It's hard to ask for help. Ask, you won't regret it.
Yeah. Now, what would you say to the fellas out there who might be going through addiction themselves, haven't really gotten out to seek help? What would you say to those guys right now if you could talk to them?
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
And if you are scared, it's okay. But get the help you need, man. Whether it's family, friends, sober houses, rehabs, there's no shame in it. And anyone tells you there is, they're wrong. It's okay, because we all need some help sometimes.
There it is. If you have any questions, Hope Street Sober Living Center. Tell you, call the number, call these guys. They will take care of you. Steve,
Thanks, Jamal.
thanks so much for sharing your story. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.